more than 20 billion kilometers from Earth, far beyond the orbit of Neptune, beyond the Kuiper Belt, beyond the influence of the solar system's major planets. A small spacecraft no larger than a compact car is still talking to humanity. It has no crew, no repairs, no refueling missions, no shelter waiting in deep space. It has spent nearly half a century traveling through one of the coldest, most hostile environments imaginable. And yet, it continues to function. This is Voyager 1, the most distant human-made object ever created. A spacecraft launched in 1977 that has traveled farther from Earth than anything else our civilization has ever built. Every signal it sends has spent nearly an entire day crossing the immense gulf of interstellar space before reaching Earth. And despite its incredible age, despite operating far beyond the edge of its original mission, Voyager 1 is still alive, which raises a fascinating question. How? How can a spacecraft survive nearly 50 years in the freezing darkness of space without simply becoming an inert block of frozen metal? Why hasn't Voyager frozen solid? The answer begins with one of the biggest misconceptions about space. Most people imagine outer space as an unimaginably cold place. A cosmic freezer where anything left long enough eventually reaches temperatures close to absolute zero. And in one sense, that is true. The average temperature of deep space is only about 2.7 degrees above absolute zero, thanks to the faint afterglow of the Big Bang. That is colder than any naturally occurring environment on Earth. Far colder than Antarctica. Far colder than liquid nitrogen. Far colder than almost anything humans experience. So shouldn't Voyager freeze almost immediately? Surprisingly, no, because temperature in space works very differently than temperature on Earth. Here on our planet, heat moves constantly through air and water. Stand outside on a cold winter day, and the surrounding air rapidly carries heat away from your body. Touch a block of ice, and heat flows directly into it through contact. These processes are called convection and conduction. In space, they barely exist. There's almost nothing surrounding Voyager. No air, no wind, no water, almost complete vacuum. And a vacuum cannot efficiently steal heat through conduction or convection because there is essentially no matter available to carry that energy away. Instead, spacecraft lose heat primarily through radiation, infrared energy slowly emitted into space. That process is much slower than most people imagine, which means a warm object in deep space does not instantly freeze. It cools gradually by radiating energy away. But Voyager has another advantage. It generates its own heat. Unlike satellites orbiting close to Earth that often rely primarily on solar panels, Voyager operates far too distant from the Sun for sunlight to provide meaningful electrical power. At Earth's distance, solar panels work remarkably well. Near Jupiter, they become less effective. Near interstellar space, sunlight is so weak that traditional solar power becomes almost useless. Instead, Voyager carries something extraordinary: a radioisotope thermoelectric generator, or RTG. This remarkable device contains radioactive material that naturally decays over time. As the material decays, it releases heat. Thermoelectric systems then convert part of that heat directly into electricity. No moving parts, no combustion, no sunlight required, just the steady physics of radioactive decay. And perhaps most importantly, the heat produced does not simply disappear after generating electricity. Much of it warms the spacecraft itself. In effect, Voyager carries its own tiny internal heater across interstellar space. Without that heat, many onboard systems would quickly become too cold to function properly. Electronics perform poorly at extreme temperatures. Lubricants behave differently. Materials contract. Mechanical components become increasingly vulnerable. The RTG therefore performs two critical jobs simultaneously, providing electrical power and helping keep the spacecraft alive. But there is a catch. Radioactive decay is gradual, which means Voyager's power supply slowly decreases every year. When the spacecraft launched in 1977, its RTGs produced substantially more electricity than they do today. Every passing year brings slightly less available power. NASA engineers have spent decades carefully managing that decline. One instrument at a time, non-essential systems have been switched off. Scientific experiments have been retired. Backup heaters disabled. Power budgets recalculated repeatedly. The goal has always been the same: keep the spacecraft alive for just a little longer. Stretch every remaining wood as far as possible. It is a remarkable example of engineering across generations. Many of the people currently operating Voyager were not even born when the spacecraft was launched. Yet they continue communicating with a machine designed before the first personal computers became common. A spacecraft with only tiny fractions of the computing power found inside a modern smartphone. And still, it works. Part of that success comes from simplicity. Voyager was designed during an era when reliability mattered more than complexity. Its systems were built with extraordinary margins of safety. Components were tested extensively. Engineers understood that once Voyager left Earth, no astronaut would ever repair it. Everything had to survive on its own. That philosophy proved remarkably successful. But survival also depends on another factor rarely discussed. Space is cold, yes, but is also surprisingly stable. There are no rainstorms, no oxygen causing corrosion, no moisture rusting metal, no atmosphere producing weather, no earthquakes, no oceans, no biological organisms, no changing seasons. Once a spacecraft escapes the harsh environments of launch and planetary atmospheres, many forms of wear simply disappear. Space presents unique dangers: radiation, micrometeoroids, extreme temperature differences, but it also lacks many of the destructive processes familiar on Earth. Ironically, some machines may last longer in deep space than they would on our own planet. Yet Voyager has not escaped damage entirely. Over decades, high-energy particles have slowly affected electronic systems. Individual instruments have experienced failures. Memory systems have occasionally behaved unexpectedly. Communication challenges have emerged. Each anomaly requires careful investigation by engineers on Earth. Sometimes commands take nearly a full day to reach the spacecraft. Another full day passes before confirmation returns. Simple troubleshooting that might require minutes on Earth can consume days across interstellar distances. And every solution must be carefully considered, because there are no second chances. If a critical command fails, there may be no way to recover. Perhaps the most astonishing aspect of Voyager is not that it continues functioning, it is where it is functioning. In 2012, Voyager 1 crossed the heliopause, the boundary where the outward flow of particles from the Sun gives way to the environment of interstellar space. For the first time in history, a human-made object entered space between the stars. Not another solar system. Not yet. Voyager remains gravitationally bound to the Milky Way, but it has left behind the protective bubble created by our own star. Today, it drifts through a region no spacecraft had ever explored before, sampling particles originating beyond the solar system, measuring magnetic fields, sending back information from an environment humanity had previously known only through theory. And every one of those discoveries depends upon one remarkable fact. Voyager never froze. Not because space is warm, not because it avoided the cold, but because physics works differently in a vacuum than human intuition suggests. The spacecraft carries its own heat, radiates energy away slowly, and survives through one of the most carefully engineered power systems ever sent into deep space. Eventually, however, the journey will end. Its radioactive power source will continue weakening. More instruments will fall silent. Communications will eventually cease. One day, Voyager will no longer possess enough electricity to operate its transmitter. The final signal will leave the spacecraft, travel across interstellar space, reach Earth after nearly a day of flight, and then silence. But Voyager itself will continue moving for millions of years, orbiting the center of the Milky Way alongside countless stars, a silent relic of a civilization that briefly learned how to reach beyond its home world. And perhaps that is the most extraordinary part of the story. Voyager was never designed to last forever. It was built for a mission measured in years. Instead, it became one of humanity's longest-lived explorers, crossing the solar system, entering interstellar space, defying expectations for nearly half a century, not because it escaped the cold, but because it carried just enough warmth to keep one small voice alive in the endless darkness between the stars.